Y'all know what it is already, right? It's your boy Quest, and this is your marriage moment. Let's go. What up, y'all? It's your boy Quest. Welcome to another edition of Marriage Moments. As always, y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Quest, and for those who are watching for the very first time, it's your boy Quest. I am joined. I'm joined, you know what I'm saying, by my bride. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, this is really history in the making because this is your first time on Marriage Moments.
Is it?
Yeah, this is your first time. So yeah, man, she's home with the kid today, so she decided, or I coaxed her into being a part of Marriage Moments today. How's it feel? Your first time being on Marriage Moments. I'm about to blow you up, girl.
I guess it's
I'm about
good.
to blow you up. All right. So, yeah, man, shouts out to everybody who's been watching. Real quick, if you like the video, if you're watching via YouTube, you're watching via Facebook, you're watching via Instagram, please do follow. Please do like and share. Please do subscribe, right? And then comment in the section below. And let us know how we're doing in terms of bringing you this information on marriage. Recently, at least about a month or two ago, how long has it been, babe, since I got the Achilles injury?
It's been a few months now.
I would say probably about 2 months, right? 2-3 months maybe. I went out and played ball, and somebody told me not to play ball, but we ain't gonna call no names. And I went out and played ball with some of the fellas, and I ended up sustaining an Achilles rupture. And for those of you who know what an Achilles rupture is, you know it's probably one of the worst injuries that you can sustain in terms of your mobility, right? Because really and truly, it holds pretty much every muscle together in terms of walking, right? It's right at the back of your leg down by your heel, right? A major part of your mobility, how you move around, how you get from one place to another. So I sustained this injury, man. And long story short, I ended up having to wear a cast for 6 weeks, turned around and ended up having to wear a boot for another 6 weeks, right? And now the boot is off, and now I'm in therapy, right? The funny thing about it is, though, although the cast is off and although the boot is off, right, I still feel the brunt of like the weakness in my leg. In other words, for the time that I had to spend in the boot and in the cast, atrophy set in, if you will, into the calf, right? And for those who know what atrophy is, it's when you don't use a muscle for a long extended period of time, and that muscle kind of withers and it gets really weak, right? And so now I have to go to therapy to build the muscle back up, build my calf back up, right? So I can walk with the fullness and the full strength that I did before. What am I saying? I'm saying that, like, for real, babe, sometimes in relationships, people sustain damage or sustain injury to the relationship. It might have been an infidelity thing. It might have been a trust thing. It might have been a number of different things, but the relationship, in terms of the connectedness, if you will, sustained an injury, right? You might have been strong enough to withstand the injury, right? And so things are kind of back to normal. You've decided to stay together, right? At least you have that, because now I have my leg. I can walk on my leg. But the way that I'm walking on my leg, I'm limping, right? It's causing pain in other areas because I'm not walking the way that I should be walking. I'm not using all the muscles in my leg the way that I should be. And so I'm having to go through therapy in order to bring that back. And I'm saying that in some relationships, just because you decided to stay together doesn't mean that everything is back to normal again. I mean, come on, speak to it a little bit, babe.
Yeah, I mean, I think that with anything, you know, I believe that the heart is a muscle as well, right? So right. When the heart sustains injury, you have to build it back up, just like any other muscle in the body. And so you have to do the work that's necessary in order to do that. You can't just sustain the injury and then expect it to go right back to the way it was before. That's just not realistic.
Right.
And as you know, I'm all about reality.
Right. So speak to me a little bit about what happens when you feel like somebody that you love or someone that's close to you like caused you hurt, caused you pain, are you immediately going to allow the relationship to go back to what it was before, right?
No.
Or do you feel like sometimes in certain situations still the sting of the hurt? You know, certain things serve as a trigger. So
yeah, I mean, we as humans forgive because we were told, you know, by the Bible that we're supposed to forgive. Jesus forgave, God forgave, you know, and so we forgive, but unfortunately we're human, we're imperfect, and so we don't forget. Although God, once we, you know, confess our sins, he forgets, and we start anew. Unfortunately, we can't do that because we're imperfect, and so we can't just forget the hurt that the person has caused us. So work has to be done in order to repair that hurt. So, you know, we're a little more cautious. We're, you know, the trust needs to be built back up again. That takes work. That takes work on the part of the person who caused the hurt, who caused the harm. And they have to do necessary things in order to build back the trust, build back the relationship, make sure that that person that they hurt is secure again in order to move past the
efficiently
hurt.
Move forward.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I'm saying, guys. I sustained the injury. Now I got to go to therapy in order to get it right. Some of you may need to go to therapy. You may need to have a bipartisan, you know what I'm saying, moderator in between the two of you in order to get the trust back, right? Because sometimes some of us think that just because you committed the hurt and the person forgave you, you want the relationship to immediately go back, but you didn't sustain the hurt. You feel me? And now this person has to work through that hurt in order to trust you. Yeah, they've agreed to stay in the relationship. Yeah, they've agreed to work with you, but it's going to take just that work in order for it to get back to where it was before. So do me a favor, guys. As if you've sustained any damage, any hurt, any pain in your relationship, and you've witnessed it or felt it at the hand of your spouse, and you've decided to stay, you've decided to work it out. Like for real, for the person that committed the hurt, just realize that your relationship will not get back to what it's supposed to be overnight. It just won't, right? Work needs to be done. So do me a favor, be committed, because you're in marriage. You have to be committed. Why? Because marriage requires love. Love requires commitment, and commitment requires abandoning all exit strategies. So do me a favor, do the work. Get your relationship back to where it needs to be, right? And for real, experience all the things that, because for real, these are your worst days. But as soon as you get past them, your worst days are far behind you, right? And onward to bigger and better things. You know what I always say, from shaky to good, from good to great, ultimately we want what, babe?
Phenomenal.
Oh, but phenomenal don't just happen. What it takes, babe?
Work.
Oh, so let's do the work. Let's do the work, specifically on making sure that you realize that it's not an overnight process. You'll get what you need to get if you work through what you need to work through. It's your boy Quest.
And Faith.
Oh, saying if you're not working on your marriage, then my friends, what are you doing? I would give you my drink, but yeah.
No.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Quest. Listen here. If you are married, you need to be at the Grow Marriage Conference. If you are engaged, you need to be at the Grow Marriage Conference. If you're divorced, if you're single, if you're looking to be in relationship, you need to be at the Grow Marriage Conference. Let me tell you something, the gems that we've been dropping. Last year, we did Atlanta. We went from Atlanta at the ending of the year to Chicago at the beginning of the year, from Chicago to Miami, and now we're coming back to Atlanta. That's right, we're coming back to Atlanta. May 29th to the 31st, we'll be in Atlanta, Georgia, bringing what? The Grow Marriage Conference. Listen, guys, don't take my word for it. Here are a couple of people that attended the conference.
We were extremely blessed today with the information. It's certainly going to help us. We can't wait to go home and start putting it into practice. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. The whole day was a blessing. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
We were invited by my sister, Shonda Scott, and when she first told me about it, it was like, we don't need to do that, but all good relationships need adjustment. We didn't know what kind of adjustment we needed, but when I tell you I am. So thankful to just be able to have a sounding board, because when you're so deep in, it takes a lot for you to see the problems. And when somebody can, without even knowing you, point out what's not right or what's going on, and I needed this. And I know walking away from here that my marriage is gonna grow and be better. I don't wanna cry.
So you see, right? I didn't have to tell you. They told you. If you want to be in the building, do me a favor. Save the date, May 29th through the 31st. Why? Myself, my wife Faith, my boy Preach. Oh, come on. Jorge will be there. Kayla will be there. We are bringing back to Atlanta the Grow Marriage Conference. And now this one won't be a one-day conference. This will be a 3-day conference. And I promise you, it is going to be unlike anything that we've ever done at the previous conferences, right? We're going to cry together. We're going to laugh together. But more importantly, we are going to grow together. So y'all remember, May 29th through the 31st. Who else going to bring you all of this information and all this good stuff? None other than the Grow Marriage Conference. Don't meet me there, beat me there.